It's not the Illuminati. Who runs the world? Right? It's not the Illuminati. It's not a group of a specific race, ethnicity, or religion. It's not we the people. That's for sure as well. It's not even really technically really, really rich people like billionaires and stuff. They play a huge part. They're a cog in this machine, but the big turning wheel, the big main driving force of the world, the thing that guides the direction of the world, the thing that causes most of the problems that we have in the world and tries to fix most of the things that we have in the world is bureaucracies, right? Bureaucracies, right? Corporate utopian idealists have hijacked the U.S. government and many others, right? They've altered the spirit of the U.S. government from libertarianism to red tape bureaucracy, right? Red tape bureaucracy meaning, oh, you gotta pay your taxes. That's one big one. Um, you got you no this building zoned as industrial. You can't build that here. Um, all these three letter agencies, environment, EPA, CIA, all of them, the government, right? In general, but not just the government, right? It's corporations as well. It's gotten to the point where the government and corporations are pretty much the same thing. It's the same people doing the same stuff. They work hand in hand so well that they're indistinguishable. And it's not even corruption, really. Is there corruption? Yes, absolutely. But that's not the main driving force here. It's a sort of a type person that the rules say, or the rules that the rules, right? It's a real Poindexter sort of person, right? And losers who like to go on power trips and have the smallest amount of authority and just take that to its logical and illogical extremes. Um, People who were bullied in high school and now they're top dog because they're the head of the finance department of some random uh, Indian Affairs or some other small little branch or agency of the government. These people are not elected. These people, nobody voted for these people. They were hired by other people who worked there, right? The bosses hired everybody who worked there. And that's it. And a organization, company or government is led from the top down. The people at the top really do shape the culture and everything of a place. It's astounding how much of an effect the personality of the person in charge can really impact everybody's lives. I mean, a bad boss makes a bad job. That's in the story, right? Oh, I love painting watercolor scenes or something, right? And then you get a job at the watercolor painting scenes factory and everything's good, the pay's good and everything, except your boss is just, well, actually, we need to use this, right? Or something insane. And then it's not good. But that's not even the main point. The main point is the not legislation, really. It's these rules that these organizations make all willy-nilly. They just make the rules. Now, here's where they're right. This is this is the part that hurts the most. Is that this is probably the best thing for us for the most part. The world is designed to be safe for women and children. That's it. That's the only goal of the world, of modern society, of government at all. People, men, everybody have been wanting a society where women and children are free from pillaging, raiding villages, saber-toothed tiger attack, whatever, for thousands of years. They want women and children to be safe. The main goal of a man is to keep his wife and child safe and secure, right? That's the main goal. That's his number one priority, right? So if you create a society that is designed to keep women and children safe, it will do that. And for the most part, we don't realize, there's plenty of places and things and whatnot that make it unsafe for women and children, but go back a few hundred years and we've got, the R word is commonplace and done on an institutional level, right? And not like they say today, but it was not safe for women or children. Go to the third world today and you have a taste of how safe it is for women and children a few hundred years ago. And before that, mostly just from war and bandits, really. We don't have much war anymore, except for very specific places, and we try to get all the women and children out of there as fast as possible. And, we don't have raids. Outside of Afghanistan, maybe, there's not many places where you're afraid the next village is going to raid you and kill everybody and take all your stuff and women and whatnot, right? It's not going to happen today. It's because we have these bureaucracies. That's the only reason. And we have a group of people, some of them in the government, some of them in companies. What's the difference? On all levels. And they are the corporate utopian idealist. A lot of them are women, but not all of them. It's a type of person that is smart. Okay, you don't get to become top bureaucrat if you're a dum-dum. Right? You can be elected if you're a dum-dum, but you can't earn your way up a line of command like that if you're really that dumb, especially when you're on these top levels. So they're smart, maybe in specific ways. They're utopian idealists. They think that they can build the perfect world using bureaucracies. And to a degree, they're kind of right, but they're also wrong, because we need libertarianism in the actual sense, right, of just personal freedom. And that's the clash, personal freedom versus control. And there's something to be said for bureaucracies and control and everything, and there's definitely something to be said for personal freedom. The balance is hard to pull off. We have these people who are quick as a whip. These are currently, right now, they're Biden's handlers. They've been the whole time. He probably has, 15 people, probably most of them are women, who are the actual brains behind the operation, right? He's not out there thinking, according to my calculations, the Middle East should, he's got other people doing all that for him. He just, smile and wave, right? He's got these smart, corporate utopian idealists who, they're the ultimate moms, right? You're the children, and they're the mommy. And they're going to take care of you, and they're going to smother you, right? The devouring mother, right? And male or female, they're the devouring parent, right? They're the one that suffocates you under their burden of safety. So, what's the point with them is that they're not elected. They get into power because there's a power structure that exists. And people who desire power are the very people that shouldn't have it. But in any sort of structure like that, the people who desire power are the ones that get it, right? If you don't desire power, you won't get power, right? And so we have the worst sorts of people in charge. But they think they're the good guys. That's the real twist here. That's the secret herbs and spice recipe, right? That's how the hot dogs are made, right? They think they're good people, and some of them kind of are. That's the real rub here. These people who are creating absolute hell in the world, a lot of them, all of them, well, most of them think they're good people, and some of them really are. Right? I've met some people at the lower ends, not working in the White House, but state level and whatnot, who really were good people. I've also met some that were not, but those weren't bureaucrats. That was an elected guy, yes. Society necessitates these sorts of issues. And you'd rather have, like back in the day, it was, I'm in charge because I was born in charge. And that means that's it. Right. And then you have, I'm in charge because I was the meanest guy. The toughest guy, right? Toughest, meanest guy. Now I'm in charge. You don't want that. Right? That goes from Mongol hordes to monarchies to bureaucracies. Right. We had a monarchy, and then we had a Revolutionary War, and then that kind of slowly morphed from libertarian to we hit a point of critical mass somewhere in the 60s where the bureaucrats took over everything. Probably right around World War II when they really started to get their stuff, and then it was too late. By 1960, it was probably just too late. That sounds about right. So, if you think that there's a way to have a better life, right? And no, not communism. That's not the answer. That's the extreme devouring mother. That's the final conclusion, right? That's kind of the fear of everybody, right? And it doesn't work because bureaucracies don't work, because they just invite bad people to take charge. The corruptible are the ones that seek power and obtain it, especially in these bureaucracies, like a modern communist state like the USSR was. It was just one giant bureaucracy. And there's certain things that can be good for, and it's also very many things it's not good for. I guess that's all I got to say about that. If you disagree, please comment down below. And maybe you're right. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we're being ruled by aliens.